Yeah, so man just stepped out the bin, you know. Energies and good vibes. Yes, myself, Biggz, aka Team Big Sexy. Welcome to another episode of Sign or Decline. Today we have a brother called Casey Bailey and his new song called 2020. Now, I know Casey from my area. I grew up in the same area that I'm from. I'm from the 7, so if anyone ever wondered why Biggz TV 7's called Biggz TV 7, why the 7 was included, it's because I come from an area where the postcode is A7, so it's always gonna be there. So when I seen him tweet this a few days ago to say that he's got a new song coming out, I was like, yeah, I definitely want to hear it. Now, Casey Bailey is a poet from Brum. He used to MC, started off MCing, then he went into rapping, then he went into poetry. So now it's a bit like, now he can do a little bit of everything. So now he can mix the rapping and the MCing in with the poetry, and now it's like the best of both worlds, literally, or best of all worlds, really and truly. So yeah, man, I want to get into this one. With it called 2020, I purposely avoided any trailers, so I don't know what it's about. So with a song called 2020, I don't know whether it's going to talk about how good or how bad this year was, or is it going to be like a wrap-up of certain events that's happened this year? Or it could just be some poetry that he just wants to get off his chest. Fuck knows what the case may be. But right now, we're going to get into this one. As I said, Casey Bailey, his new song, 2020, on his own YouTube channel. Let's go.
Josh Harris on the beat.
He's been in his house since March and he don't know what to do now. The talent will be back to normal real soon, but he hasn't got a clue how.
Bang,
He was a little bit anxious before, but he made it out sometimes. Now he don't open up the curtain anymore, he wouldn't recognize the sunshine.
Shit like that.
At least 6 months since his last proper conversation. He's switching from Facebook back to the news. What a combination.
He's switching from Facebook to the news. Jeez, that alone, yeah. Like, I think Facebook is crosses. So, if anyone's ever wondered why you'll never see me on Facebook, it's because I feel like Facebook is fucking crosses. And I feel like, I used to think it was down to the people that you follow. I don't think it's that. I feel like people just air out their dirty laundry, and a lot of it's negative. And I'm like, you know what? That app right there is a bit too much for me. But that sounds like Casey's talking about a brother that's kind of going through anxiety. And if no one doesn't know what anxiety is, definitely look it up. Like, that is one of the most popular mental health. Mental health affects 1 in 4. So definitely, whatever he's said so far, trust me, somebody somewhere, not even just in the UK, in England or in Birmingham, somebody somewhere around the world is feeling what the fuck he's saying. Let's go again.
Knowledge is power, but did you know that you could die from that?
Let me go again. Let me go back.
From Facebook back to the news. What a combination. And you know knowledge is power, but did you know that you could die from that information?
Come on, man.
Sick of existence, what's the point of persistence? Is this contemplation?
bang, bang.
So when we joke about 2020, man, I know it's just a code. But understand that for plenty, 2020 could never feel like a joke.
Shit like that.
Reach out to your people, man, let them know you love them in these cold days. Pick up the phone right now and make that call. I'm just checking that you're okay.
Shit just got real.
Yeah, you know what? I've definitely been guilty of that.
Bruh.
You know, like sometimes, like I'm somebody who's a bit of a recluse, so I'm usually by myself anyway. So before COVID happened, so I guess when COVID happened for me personally, it was kind of like, yo, this is my habitat. Like, this is what I'm kind of used to. Then obviously I have an injury, but I feel like what he's saying is true. Like, sometimes you forget, like, yo, check on certain people, certain individuals. I feel like I might just do that myself, like, over the next couple of days, you get me? It's important, man. It's important because nobody knows what anybody's going through, and if no one's talking, then boy, how you ever gonna know? And you don't want to hear such and such happen to such and such person because they felt alone. Let's go back in, Casey Bailey.
You love them in these cold days. Pick up the phone right now and make that call. I'm just checking that you're okay.
Shit like that, shit like that, shit like that.
See, he was lonely before this, if we're really being honest. But at least he got out there, fresh air, little banter in the office. The feeling that you get when you walk past a stranger and they smile. He hasn't had that level of a human connection in a while. So now he's home all alone and his mind starts to trick him. Been going through this pain so long, if he was gone, would they miss him?
Bang, bang.
Stuck between the rock and hard place and he's facing the abyss. Cause no, he doesn't wanna die, but he doesn't wanna live like this.
That there is a bar. He doesn't want to die, but he doesn't want to live like this. Yeah, the pain that people have suffered through 2020 has been a mad thing, and there's so much stories that people could tell. I don't know where people can tell these stories. Like, as I said before, I'm glad certain podcasts emerged this year. I think a lot of podcasts emerged this year. Why? Because people got shit to say. Unfortunately, not everyone can afford psychiatrist or therapy, but I feel like however you get it out, poetry, music, making films, however you need to express it because, yo, 2021, fucking hell. It's going to be a mad thing. Casey Bailey, let's go again.
Stuck between the rock and hard place and he's facing the abyss. Cause no, he doesn't want to die, but he doesn't want to live like this.
You gonna learn today.
So when we joke about 2020, man, I know it's just a code. But understand that for plenty, 2020 could never feel like a joke. Reach out to your people, man, let them know you love them in these cold days. Pick up the phone right now and make that call. I'm just checking. Have you ever had them dark days, fighting with demons that you can't face, scared to your core, but you can't feel your heart race, future looking bleak, feeling like you're weak and people want you to speak, but there's so much that you can't say. The sky falls and you did everything you could just to find out that the clouds are heavier than they look, and your eyeballs are shedding tears, or is it blood? You're scared of what you could do, you're worried how they could judge.
Shit like that, shit like that, shit like that.
So when we joke about 2020, man, I know it's just a code. But understand that for plenty, 2020 could never feel like a joke. Reach out to your people, man, let them know you love them in these cold days. Pick up the phone right now and make that call. I'm just checking that you're okay. So when we joke about 2020, man, I know it's just a code. But understand that for plenty, 2020 could never feel like a joke. Reach out to your people, man, let them know you love them in these cold days. Pick up that phone right now and make the call. I'm just checking that you're okay.
Yeah. That real shit, yeah?
Come
That
on,
was
man.
Casey Bailey with a song called 2020. So basically, I think from my perspective, he was telling a story about a brother that is suffering from anxiety just from COVID-19 and lockdown, and how he's not coping with certain things. You get me? Like, as I says, like, it's real. Like, even if some of us say, yeah, we've made it to 2021, touch wood, or we're gonna make it to 2021, touch wood. I feel like it's a blessing that some of us can say we've made it and we're okay, because a lot of people ain't gonna say that. You know, deep in their heart, they know, like, yo, this year has been a fucking madness. You get me? Whether you've lost somebody, whether it's due to COVID or something else, whether you've had COVID yourself and know what that pain felt like, because I can imagine, I've not had it, touch wood. I feel like the 2 weeks that it takes, I feel like, yo, your body must go through some shit. If it's a heightened version of the flu, nah, man.
Bruh.
But those who've had it, they know. So those that have lost jobs also, that has been a major factor. That story there was needed, you know, and I'm glad I did a video reaction to it, because anything that I can do to help, or not to help, but to put the spotlight on how important mental health is. You know, those that have mental health, obviously they know, but I don't think everybody knows. And as I says, mental health is 1 in 4 people, and in the UK, there's more there's more male than female suicides. So if you look at the numbers, it's alarming. You know, luckily I got to do I think all the conversations where I got to speak to a singer, a podcaster, you know, who is called Monique Danielle, and she got to speak a little bit about mental health because shit's serious, man. Like, the conversations need to happen. And if it's 1 in 4, think about all the mandem that's around 10 man every day, 20 man every day. You don't know, and as mandem, you taught not to cry and not to show feelings or emotions, and once you do, you get shut down saying, oh, you're moving like a gal or whatever the case may be. Like, no, you just need to feel like you can be in a safe space to talk what you need to talk, in it, cause pain is pain. So definitely Casey Bailey, I'm definitely signing that. As I says, definitely support the brother in his poetry, and I feel like he just, and I need to give him a congratulations because he just got I think he got awarded some funding to help him do like I think he's gonna start writing plays. And it's so good to hear our brothers talk about, yeah, I'm gonna write my own play. Like, to go from like MCing to rapping to poetry to theatre. The next step from theatre, if he wanted to, would be movies. You know, we've seen what happened to Rap Man. So yeah, man, Casey Bailey, definitely support the brother. So yeah, man, that's been Sign or Decline. Casey Bailey 2020. Myself, Biggz, and we're signing out.